Welcome and bienvenidos a QUE PASA Nashville. My name is Cristina Allen, and I bring to you the beauty of what Nashville has in its Hispanic and immigrant community. Today, my guest is Karla Vazquez, and in trying to describe you, Karla, I'm like, you're a young professional, you're an advocate, you wear so many hats, and I'm very privileged to have you on the show because I think your story is amazing, and I've heard you speak. So, kind of tell us a little bit about yourself. I'm going to jump right in. I know you're from Mexico originally, but when did you come to Nashville?
I first moved to Nashville in 2002. I was 12 years old, came with my family, my mom, my dad, and my younger brother. And yeah, I just came and started life here. This is where my mom's family was, and I just decided to move after my dad retired, and yeah, just started.
And when you came here, you are undocumented, is that correct?
That is correct.
So when you came here, did you go through the flying in town, or just, did you come normally and you just extended your visit?
Yes, so we were actually had a tourist visa when we first came, so we weren't undocumented until that visa expired, or the permission for 6 months to be here, so we overstayed our visa.
So a lot of people come here, not through the desert, but come here, whether from Japan or China to Disney World, and just don't go home, They come to visit, and the opportunity presents itself to stay, but you only have 6 months when you have a visa, right? I mean, with a passport.
That is correct.
So when you're here and you're going to high school, you went to Overton High School here in Nashville?
Yes.
What did that do for you? I mean, is this becoming your city, your school?
Yeah, so I mean, I had a wonderful time at Overton. I think at that age, I think I was struggling a little bit with the cultural shift and just trying to adapt to a totally new environment, a language, a culture. But I made it through. I powered through it. I met wonderful friends and relations that I still hold dear with professors and just people that I met at that school, and yeah.
So when you decided, when you graduated from high school, did you know your options were limited because of your your legal status?
I did. I actually had a not a good experience with my counselor at the time. I don't even remember her name. That's how close we were. But I went to her, the college counselor at the school at the time, and asked her. The high school counselor? Yes, the high school counselor, to ask her about college, and sort of came out to her and said, I'm an honor student, taking AP classes. I've done pretty good all these years, and I want to apply to college because that's what I want to pursue a career. And told her, but I am undocumented. Can you help me? And she just didn't know what to do. She was. I remember her very clearly just saying, I don't know how to help you, good luck with that. And it was very hard because I knew that she was the person that helped all of my friends in my classes, and I sort of expect her to
So she helped them get into school, but you not. And what year was this? Do you mind me asking?
It was my senior year.
Okay, I mean, so it was like 3-4 years ago?
It was in 2008.
Okay, so in 2008, that was really the first wave of Latinos that were coming in, midway, because we saw in the 2000 census that we had Latinos. But a lot has since changed there, because I know we have the YMCA Latino Achievers Program. Were you part of that?
Yes, so I was part of them when I was in middle school, and then
tell us what that is, the YMCA Latino Achievers Program.
So they're a group, a program in Nashville. They're through the YMCA, and they're a program to help students go to college no matter their legal status. So they help Latino students who are documented and undocumented sort of know what is the college process, and also do some leadership and just awareness of professional development.
So at that time, were they an asset for you and when you were graduating high school?
So I actually, I was a part of the group when I was in middle school, and after high school I sort of felt out of touch with them. So I didn't have a lot of connections with them, but after that experience with my counselor, I did go and seek more help with them with Jessie Vandergriek, who was the director at the time, and she helped my mom and I sort of know about the different opportunities. And at the time, it was when they were talking to Lipscomb University to start accepting undocumented students, and
which is a private college.
Correct.
A private college, because you would have had to pay in-state tuition if you went to any of our local colleges. Is that correct?
Tuition.
Out-of-state tuition, not in-state. Excuse me. So Lipscomb will say, "Hey, we'll take you." As a scholarship student, or did you have to pay full fees?
They actually put a scholarship for students who were undocumented, who were sort of going through the same thing, and it was a lot of help, because as an undocumented student, you are limited on the resources you can get. You cannot get FAFSA, you cannot get federal aid, you cannot get HOPE scholarships or any Tennessee Promise or whatnot that they have now, any federal or state aid. So it definitely brings down the amount of money you can get.
Or the choices,
or the choices of, so having a university say, yes, we want you and we'll help you make it happen, meant a lot.
They only, I mean, Dr. Lowry, when he came in, I remember when he initiated, he went out and sought funding to give scholarships to underwrite what it would cost. But he not only did that, he started really making sure that while in college, you had resources. Tell us about that. So you went to Lipscomb University, a graduate recently, and what was your degree in?
I did a double major in international business administration and accounting.
And accounting. And what kind of help did they have while you're through this program? Because you're first generation? So
yes.
That's, you know, your parents don't know what that means, you know, to go to college and understand the studying environment. So what kind of resources did they give you?
So I would say the first year was the hardest, just because we were the first group of Latino undocumented students that were coming in campus, and I remember us just getting together and try to navigate what was going on.
There were several of you?
There were 11, I believe. Wow. 11 students that started that year, and I remember the student office of multicultural engagement, who usually will deal with more of like the African American students and international students, transfer students, just sort of we will melted in that pocket, and they try to help us, and they did a great job at it. The second year that I was there, Miss Jessie Vandergriek was hired, so who was the one that helped me get into Lipscomb.
She was formerly with the YMCA Latino Achievers Program. Yes, and she did a fabulous job.
She did.
So you go to college, you get your degree, then what?
So after getting my degree, I started working for TIRC, the Tennessee Immigrant Refugee Rights Coalition, where I'm still at now.
Okay, but you're undocumented. You don't have a social security number. Can you drive?
Now I can, thanks to DACA, the Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals announcement that President Obama made in 2012. It was actually came right on time for me, because I was graduating in December of 2012, and sort of that last semester was where I was starting to look at, what am I going to do? Am I going to be able to work? Am I going to have to go back to Mexico? Like, what are going to be my options? And that summer, it's when President Obama made the announcement that he was going to allow a certain group of undocumented students that qualify for this program get a 2-year work permit, which would allow them to get a social security card, which then allows you to get a driver's license and find a job and everything. So it came just right on time.
So you're a big advocate, because prior to the DACA, you started study. Tell me exactly what study is. So you found it as a young Latina college student. Tell me, this is amazing.
Yeah, so in 2009, I came across TIRC through one of my friends at Lipscomb, who had been working with them in the past and trying to pass the DREAM Act, which I had heard about it at the time, but I wasn't quite sure where it was at or what,
and
what
the DREAM Act
doing.
Is what?
The DREAM Act, it was a proposed legislation to give documents or a path to citizenship to undocumented students that actually failed in 2010. So it didn't pass. A lot of people think that the DACA is the DREAM Act, which unfortunately is not. It's a lot less than the DREAM Act, but it's one step towards that.
So when it did pass through Congress in 2010, Obama created the DACA, which is the Deferred Action for Childhood arrivals. So what is the umbrella under DACA? Who do you have to be and how do you get that status?
So the umbrella under DACA is that you must be between the ages of 15 and 30 in order to apply. To apply for the program, you have to have good standing, good citizen, that you don't have any arrests, any criminal background, any of that. You must be in school or have graduated from a high school, or you can also, for students that dropped out of high school because they saw no opportunity, they can go back and get their GED and then apply, which is a wonderful thing. You have to have entered the country before June 15 of 2007, so anyone who came after that does not qualify. And then you must have entered the country before the age of 16, so 15 and younger.
So there is a lot of criteria.
There is a lot of criteria.
So Karla, we're going to take a quick break, and we're going to continue talking to Karla Vazquez, who is a dreamer. We still need to talk about what study that she studied, founded the Study Foundation, and more important, a DACA I guess candidate for citizenship, and hear her story. It's very amazing. We'll be right back with QUE PASA Nashville.